Olá, I'm Soraya and it's time to share the latest Ivy pages. These are going to be my last pages for Spacetember, so happy Spacetember everyone. And just a disclaimer, everything that I showed for Spacetember, it took me 6 months to do, not only 1 month. So I want to show you how I'm storing my pages because people ask me about that. So I have a lot of volume in my pages, so I'm putting it into folders. So today I'm going to share number 4 and 5. And inside, see, you have all of the pages. Okay. And also for each page, I also have the story written. So this is what I post on Instagram, but when I finish I will do a video with the pages and I'm reading the stories so it makes sense to everyone. So let's start with these pages. Okay, so I have that page covering this one because you remember that in the last video Ivy and the little mouse were heading to Dragonia, and then they see a bunch of bees and they are being attacked by a griffin. So then Cindy, the Jedi bee, appears. So here's Cindy. So this is the bee from the book, and I made a Jedi lightsaber. So this lightsaber moves, as you can see, so she can't fight. And then I just put the cloud paper because she's, flying. And then I went to my bathroom, and there I have cotton to clean my face. So there's the clouds. So this is the interactive element of this page. Then glitter tape. And then this also metallic tape. So this is the Cindy, the Jedi bee, going to rescue Ivy and the little mouse. And then here they are. I mean, it's in the story there are two bees that grab Ivy and the little mouse, and they are saved by the griffin. So once again, this is the bee from the book. And then I just put here butterflies that I got for my birthday. They are dimensional. I chose this page because you can see it's also, once again, is the bee flying over. So you have the perspective of the trees. And then washi, more washi, more washi. And then once again the leaves. And I'm just stapling them because it's easier to glue. And the scene continues. So this is a double page, and then here we have another dragon, and then so it's the same materials. And this net, it was something that came inside. I don't even remember what it is. It was like a package, but I just saved it. So now this is my perfect net for the dragon to try and catch the bees. So here is the path of the bee, because we are going to discover that later on the dragons love honey. So that's why he's going after the bees. Then the story continues. The bee leaves Ivy near a tree. So once again I chose a paper for the background. This is the bee from the book, the butterfly from the book. And then we have more leaves, and then more washi. This time I put flower washi so it fits with the paper. And that's it. And then Cindy, the Jedi bee, tells Ivy and the little mouse how they can how they can reach the castle. So in this is a very interactive page. See, it moves. So this is from the page. It's the little bee and the mouse entering. I'm not actually telling what I'm using, but usually it's acrylic markers. This is metallic marker, gel pens, usually it's what I use. So they are entering the tree, the secret tunnel that the Jedi bee told them how to get there. The materials that I use, so this is from the book. This sleeve is actually where you put the silverware. So this is my new material for this page, and I'm sticking this here. Then I'm also using this for the first time, which I think it's called burlap in English, I'm not sure. So that's like the trunk of the tree with the leaves. And then when you open, you have another paper, and this represents, you know, the tree. And then here I put more leaves, of course, because the hole is covered with leaves, and then it's the hole that they can go and reach the castle. So that's the paper that I chose. And I just put here tape around because I like the borders. So this is, I think it's like a packing tape, and that's what I used. So inside the tunnel, they are here. So in the coloring page, there was a lot of there were fireflies. They were sleeping, so I used this sticker. Oops, sorry for the glare. So once again, it's always metallic and acrylic markers. And then this is the sticker, and I'm using once again what I had for the silverware. And this paper, that's what I used on the previous sleeve. So I staple and another washi with a lot of shine. So another interactive page. And then continuing inside the tunnel, we have the second page. So once again, this is the firefly, and then this huge one. And then more leaves. It's the same paper. And this twine, it was from wrapping a gift. So I just put it here because I thought it was funny to like, wee. Okay, so that's the other double pages. So they are inside the tunnel. And then, hang on, because I'm trying not to lose my pages. And then they reach the end of the tunnel, and they find this. So this is the new material that I'm using. So knock knock, who's there? And this is what you used to put on the doors. And then more leaves and paper. So Ivy and the little mouse knock, and then all of a sudden this is what they find. So once again, we have more paper representing the trees, and this time is like bricks, because they are entering a new place inside the castle, and the castle has also it's built in a different way from the garden. So these are leaves that were supposed to be used for decoration. They had like a plastic wire, so I just removed the wire, so I have less dimension. See, this was where the wire was. So we have golden leaves, because you know, inside the castle of the dragon, everything is gold. They love gold, so they have a lot of treasures, and that's why I changed, you know, the leaves, these ones, oopsie, for these ones. And then Ivy and the little mouse found their long lost cousins. And this one is Candace. So Candace is going, picking up strawberries because she loves strawberries. And these were die cuts that I found, and they were perfect for being the little mouse family. These are roses. They all shine. And then this was from the page. It was a chandelier, the whole page, but I thought the story was going to be better with the family of the little mouse, so I cut this part of the chandelier and I only colored this part. And then this is from a flower that my goddaughter gave me, and at the bottom of the flower it was this, so I just saved it and then I use it here. So, and this is the rest of the family, so it's the same thing. So you can see this is an awesome paper because you see the shine, there's glitter, and this works so well with the story. So this is from the book. It's the butterfly, and this is paint. So I'm using the same things here from the other page. And let me see in the story if I'm not missing anything. So the roses, the mice, and then this is Emma. So all the characters that I'm pointing out the names, it's because when I started the book, I created Instagram group called Altering Coloring Pages, which the goal was just to share fun things about trying to color in different ways. So in Ivy, I'm putting the names of everyone in the group. They have a character because they've been with me since the beginning of this endeavor. So I thought it was cool to have them as characters in this book. So they talk with the cousins, and we go to the next page. Hang on. Which is Candice and Emma are going to show Ivy and the little mouse the treasure room, that it's full of gems and other beautiful treasures. This page had a lot of fun things to color, but I really wanted to do my own treasure. So we have glitter paper, once again, it shines. Then we have a lot of gems. This was from the page. I just picked the ball and then I put my own treasure. Then this was the first time of me using, so this is the new material, cloth. So I just did this little bag, and then inside here you see treasure. So these gems are very cute. Here they are. And then these are the keys from my diaries 30 years ago. That's why they look like this, but it's perfect. And then we have a little leaf. And then we close, more gems. And then this was also the first time of me trying to use vellum paper. So I did the pocket. And then this is what you put in the clothes. I don't know how you call it in English, but it's fabric. And then I put little gems around, so I have two pockets like this. And then I did these treasures inside. See, okay. So this is a paper frame that I'm using for the first time. Then this is a sticker from that from the book, Metropolitan Art Museum. So I just did this, and then the other treasure, so the dragons like fashion. And if you see the paper, oops, it has the moon and it has butterflies, so it's in a theme with the story. And then the other side, the treasure continues. Oh, and the washi that I use are gems and crystals, you know, because it's also part of the treasure. And then the, oopsie, this is a very heavy page. And I'll show you why. So I use the same things, so a very shining wall, the washi, more gems. This is another bowl. And then what I'm representing here is that inside this bowl there is gold inside, so I'm going to show you after. And then these are gems. I just used a piece of paper, rounded, and then just glued it here. And because the other, I'll get there, but before that, this is the first time that I'm using a zipper. So I just bought a zipper, and then this is the rest of the cloth, I mean the fabric. So if you open the zipper, that's when you are going to discover, right? This is how you're going to discover the treasure. But the problem with this is that this is glass mosaic. This actually cuts you because this is from, you know, the glass will cut you. So I was just so afraid of being cut by this since it's for the first time using it. So I just put cloth around it to make sure that no accidents were going to happen. And yeah, so this is Ivy opening this trunk and discovering gold, but these are the new materials that I used. So moving on, let me just switch folders because now we are going to this one. And here are the next pages. Okay, so beneath Ivy and the little mouse is Doodle the dragon. So here it's Doodle, and this is a page that I actually colored everything that was on the page, which is a rarity. Usually, you know, that I just pick a little bit of the page and then I just create the rest, but here it's the whole thing. So I used glitter marker, metallic marker, acrylic marker, so three different types of markers, metallic gel pen, this and this are Gansai granulating watercolors. I love them. They are magic. See, it's like you have a texture of a dragon and the fire, and it's just so easy. This is a glitter marker also, and so as you know, I try to put something that is interactive. So here the only thing that I put was this. I had these charms and I didn't use any charms yet in pages, so I just put the butterflies here as a charms, so we have something that we can interact with. And then are the butterflies. So next to this, the dragons are eating, and we have this next page. So in this page, we can see that the table that they are eating, it's full of honey muffins, and that's why we know that the dragon that we saw before was going after the bees. So in this page, I used the fabric to represent the tablecloth, and then I have the doilies, and then I have the die cuts of the muffins, the honey muffins. And then I have a lot of gems throughout the table because, you know, dragons love gems and treasures. This is from the coloring page, the Inky Butterfly. And then once again, I have the leaves. So this is the table. Then at the table, there's also a lot of dessert, strawberries. We saw little mouse cousins gathering all the strawberries. It's also because the dragons love strawberries. So once again, I used the cloth again, but if you notice, it's different because I just bought a pack with 4 different kinds of fabric because I wanted to try. So I didn't have enough to have the same thing, so it's the colors, and it's okay. It's like it's 2 different tables, so the tablecloth don't need to match. And then I continue with the gold leaves, and then more jewels. This time the shapes are different. They are flowers, and they are like these drops because it's the same shape of the strawberries. And this time, besides the doilies, I also use for the first time muffin bases. So it's space muffin bases because we can tell that dragons love space, and you are going to see that their castle decoration has a lot of space in it. So yeah, we have a lot of strawberries and strawberry desserts. And this is the next page. Then what happens is that Ivy was watching all of this and she slips, and the little mouse tries to help her, but she falls into a goblet of water, and this is the goblet of water. So from the coloring page, I used the little mouse and Ivy. This is permanent markers that I used here, really simple. And then I wanted to do my own goblet, so I just used paper, and I used the same shape that the author did. And then I used metallic marker, and then I put my own gems. So it gives you dimension. And then I used for the first time pom-poms. I never used it before. I thought it matched and it was fun. This is also, I think it was the first time of using the wrapping ribbon, you know, that you put in gifts. So I just used this. This was paper from a tablecloth, and that's the page. So they fell, and then Ivy and the little mouse are going to talk with the queen and the other dragons and tell her story. So here in the book there was really not a lot going on, so I just did these pages. And this is the butterfly from this page on the book, and then we have a butterfly that is for putting on your walls, and she's huge. So this was a piece of paper, and it's butterflies with space theme. How perfect is this for this story? And then I used washi, space washi. So in the next page it was the same thing, more butterflies. So it's exactly the same materials in this one. Then Ivy is telling the dragons about her adventures and her quests. So this is the other page that I colored. Not everything, because I didn't color the butterflies. I just put stickers because I didn't want to color these butterflies. So these stickers are on top of the butterflies, and I color the Inky Butterfly. That one I always color. So these are stickers, but then the dragons, they are all colored. So once again, Gansai granulating watercolor and metallic markers and acrylic markers. And I wanted something that was interactive in this page, so I just put charms here. See? And I was putting a hole in the paper, and I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? But I think it works. So, and I love these watercolors. For me, they are magic. See, it's like I have texture in the dragon without not doing almost anything. It's just so simple and fun. So these are the dragons, and these dragons are, hang on, Kiara, Elaine, and Amy. That's the name of these dragons. So the next page, it's this one. Hang on, I'm trying to see if I won't lose, I'm not losing myself in this story. So okay, so Ivy looks at the butterflies that are surrounding, and we have a lot of them that are black. I'm not putting that because of the colors, because black is my least favorite color. But they start seeing, oh, and it's happening what I feared. Okay, which is they start seeing butterflies that have black suits. So she's not really sure if they are black moth or butterflies. Oh, see, the acrylic paint is falling out. That's interesting. Okay, so this is from the page. And then we have an amazing paper, because see all the gold and it's stars. So our dragons love space, and the washi is space washi. And then we have another awesome butterfly with gold. And then we have the next page. So in this page we have, hang on, flying around. So Ivy is looking closer into the insects, and then one of them feels very familiar, but she cannot really tell them apart. So here we have the house from the page. I put here some gems. I'm trying to use different butterflies that I had from the beginning, and they all move, and this one is very pretty because it has the flowers, so it matches the theme. And then we have an amazing paper again. It's butterflies with space. Oh, okay. And it has gold foiling in this one. So this is a piece of paper that I cut, and I have another one. So in here she's sleeping, and then in here she's awake. And it's the same thing. That's a butterfly from the book. And then moving on to the next page, we have this one. And then in this one, the butterfly lands close to Ivy, and Ivy brushes the wing, and the dirt starts coming off, and the gold appears instead. So in my mind, I'm just imagining her, you know, brushing, and then gold starts appearing. And this is what I took from the coloring page. And this is another awesome paper because you have the stars in gold and the moon. So once again we have the space theme. And Ivy finally discovers the Inky Butterfly. Here she is. Another awesome paper. This is the moon and the stars. We have butterflies here. And then this was the heart. This was the page. I decided to try a new thing here, so I colored with a metallic marker the butterfly and the interior of the flowers. But then I just put glitter glue, and the glitter glue was like this. It was the perfect colors for this page because you have the purple and the blue and the white, and then it was like this pink color. So I just did this, and then we have a very shining heart. So Ivy found finally the butterfly. Here she is. And then, oops, we continue. And we have this one. So Ivy couldn't believe her eyes, and the little mouse was jumping up and down. So this is from the page. And then I just glue stars, and then she moves, and then I put this one. This was actually very tricky because it's very tough. So it's hanging by a thread, but it's here. And then we have another awesome paper with space theme. And then here they are. So it's the two butterflies. This time I glued on top and not in the bottom like here. And I have the two butterflies, the stars, an amazing paper. This one has gold in it. And we're almost reaching the end of these pages. So the next one, they found the butterfly. And then we have this one. So in this one, the butterflies don't want to be apart from each other. So this is another space paper. Then I just use this washi that also has gold in it. Another gold butterfly. This is origami paper that also has butterflies and space. Then this is from the coloring book. It was a mandala, so I just cut the middle of mandala that we have the butterflies. And then I put, for the first time, holographic paper. So this is a tiny holographic paper. See the stars? that if you want to have anything holographic, you just put this on top of anything that you want, and then you can have this effect. So that was my first material. Then we have the next page. This one, it has gold foil, because in this paper pack, that's what they had. They had one paper without gold foil and one with. So that's why you have pages with and pages without. So once again, I use the wall butterfly. This is a sticky note for the moon. This is the coloring page, the butterfly from the coloring page. This is sticker. This is flower sticker. And then this is the first time that I'm using this paper. It's that paper that you scratch and then you have shapes, and I just draw the shape of a butterfly. So that's this thing. And this represents in the story when Johanna says that the butterflies start landing near Ivy, and then she starts washing away the soot from the butterflies. So that's why this is black, and then something reveals within, and that's why I use this in this page. So last two pages, we have Ivy. And this is Ivy is, we need to start preparing Ivy for her return trip home. And she's going to bring not one butterfly, but two butterflies with her. So once again, we have paper. This is a very simple paper. I just glue confetti stars around. This is from the coloring page. So it's metallic marker, acrylic marker, permanent marker. So simple coloring. And then washi, star washi, and then I use this to have something interactive. I don't know how you call this in English. So if you don't mind telling me in the comments below, I will be very thankful, because I want to do a list of all the materials that I used to make Ivy, and there are some that I don't know the English words. So this is Ivy, and then the queen is taking Ivy to her strategy room, and then you have the last page for now. So in this page is the same paper and the washi and the confetti, but these are caker tops. So this is what you put on top of cakes. And so yeah, you can remove them. And in my hand, you know that in the castles you have the armors of the soldiers and the swords and stuff like that. So in my mind, these dragons, instead of, I mean, they can also have the armors and stuff like that, but they also have these space things. So that's in my mind what I saw in one of the walls of the castle. And then here they are, the two butterflies from the coloring book. So 102 pages from Ivy done. And I still have a couple of more to go, but closer to reaching the end of this story. So thank you for coming along in this ride with me, and I will see you soon. Bye!